The Onyx Fortress has stood defiant upon Alamut the Unconquerable for almost the duration of the Great War. Within its walls, the Old Man of the Mountain, rumoured to have been alive for hundreds of years, commands and oversees the training of the assassins of the Iron Sultanate. Sent forth from Alamut at the command of the Old Man of the Mountain, these esoteric killers are a potent weapon in the war for creation. Stalking forth, they strike from the shadows with hidden blades, able to bend space and time to their will. To encounter a sultanate assassin in the Levant is to meet death itself. Reality warps around them, allowing them to disappear and reappear, rewinding time to avoid the strikes of their enemies. When called forth, those known as the Ghost Wolves, the Subtle Vipers, the Eagles and myriad other names strike at the heart of enemy forces. The Milk of Manat, a potent toxin and powerful tool in their deadly trade, leaves lifeless victims in their wake. Alamut the Unconquered, much like the assassins who call it home, also has many names. Referred to as the Eagle's Nest by some, it is the stronghold and home of the Nazari Ismaili sect of the Islamic faithful. From here they control the ancient lands around the Bankazar or the Caspian Sea to the Franks, and have done so for 800 years. Their order of assassins are the most adept killers to walk the faithful nations and are raised from childhood, taught mastery of all weapons and ancient esoteric arts that allow them to bend space and time to their will. There are many within the Iron Wall, including its scholars, that claim the heretical religious views of Alamut's inhabitants are what saw them left outside of the protection of the Great Iron Wall as a mark of Allah's displeasure with them. The assassins themselves and their mystics find this suggestion laughable and sneer at the very mention of it. They suggest that they were left beyond the Iron Wall because the Ever-Preserving knew they did not need such protection, arguing that they had shown such skill and bravery beyond that of their counterparts behind the Iron Wall that they were the only ones thought capable enough to defend themselves. Whatever the reason for their being left beyond the wall, they survive even now. After almost 800 years of constant warfare and siege, there is no lack of ambitious heretic warlords who would dare to assail the fortress, and not a decade has gone by where an assault against its walls has not been amassed. Due to its location, constant besiegement, and the secrecy of its mystics, Alamut is a reclusive place. There are, however, the rare occasions when outsiders are permitted entrance to its walls. For example, the Old Man of the Mountain may wish to seek the service of one beyond the walls of Alamut, perhaps even wishing to consult with a wise sage of some renown in person. To be summoned by the assassins is to wake in your bed to find a simple summons awaiting you at your bedside. Unseen hands reached out to deliver such a summons in the deathly silence of night. Undetected, unheard, they summon the recipient to the capital Daylan. Daylan is a name by which the assassins refer to Alamut, and very few would dare to refuse an invitation to speak with its master. Met at the mouth of the valley leading to the fortress by servants of the Order of Assassins, they are blindfolded and led to their meeting. The hidden pathways used to reach the home of the Eagles are a closely guarded secret, and no matter who has been invited, they will be treated this way. Those who have returned from within Alamut's walls say the fortress is a wonder to behold, with heavenly gardens, scientific, theological and philosophical debates within its laboratories, and grand libraries that even rival those of the House of Wisdom. While many speak of the grandeur of the grounds, the architecture and the intellectual discussions of its mystics, very few will speak of their audience with the Master of Knives himself, the Old Man of the Mountain. Those brave enough to risk insulting their dread host have different stories of their audience with him. Some say he is a man in the prime of his life, a warrior full of vigour and an athlete of great skill, wearing a brilliant white cloak. Other accounts tell of a stern-faced man, ancient and lean, his long silver beard standing out against the black killat he wears, adorned with a taraz, the colour of blood. No two descriptions of the Lord of Alamut are ever the same, and it is unknown whether this is due to mystic artistry or clever deception, but all accounts seem to agree on one small detail. Engraved with the seal of Holy King Solomon the Wise, a small ring is worn upon a chain around the Lord of Alamut's neck. Rumour has it that this very ring is the first and true seal gifted to Solomon by Allah, and gifting him the power to control spirits such as shaitan and jinn. The presence and appearance of this seal has sparked much speculation over the powers that protect Alamut, and some suggest that if the rumours of its origin are true, it is the power of the seal that has kept Alamut and its hinterlands untouched by Hell's forces. It is certainly the case that no warband of the Court of the Seven-Headed Serpent has ever been able to approach Alamut, and even Beelzebub's Order of the Fly recoil from the place. Even the Black Grail, the foul and infectious pestilence that it is, has never been reported to have infected anyone within the domains of Alamut. However it is achieved, an otherworldly power holds back the tide of demons, and Abaddon, the Lord of Wrath, is so enraged by this that he has promised eternal youth to anyone who conquers Alamut and its fortress. This challenge has been taken up by untold numbers of Heretic Legion generals and warlords over the hundreds of years of Alamut's defence. However, despite overwhelming numbers, siege weaponry, and the ire of Hell's mortal forces bearing down upon the Onyx Fortress, every single attempt has failed. On many occasions, the invasions are stopped before they can even begin. An assassin's dagger will end the greatest heretic lords while they sleep. Other times their meals may have been poisoned, and some even disappear without a trace. All of this causes their tenuous alliances to crumble, and leaderless, the attacking forces crumble or even fall upon each other in challenge for who should take on leadership of the forces with their general gone. Any who manage to actually survive the journey to the Valley of Alamut find that the Onyx Fortress is all but invincible and often unassailable. The valley is bordered by the Alamut Mountains to the east and the Throne of Solomon. The entrance to the valley is narrow and protected by mystic standing stones. Much of the year sees the raging water of the River Alamut, making the entrance inaccessible, and flanked east and west by the Iron Wall, any who approach are bombarded by the long-range cannons of its garrison. In the air above the fortress, the Sultan's flying warships patrol the skies, denying aerial assault, and it is thought by many that this indirect protection of Alamut by the Sultan's forces is his payment for the service of its assassins. Whether by some stroke of military genius or infernal power, were a heretic general to circumvent the formidable military and geographical defences of the Alamut Valley to lay siege on the fortress itself, they would find that they were not the only safeguard afforded to the eagle's nest. No matter the care, attention to detail, meticulous calculations or foul magics infusing them, every single heretic artillery shell will either strike the ground or the mountain. Never has the Onyx Fortress ever been touched by a single artillery round, turned away at the last moment as though some divine power guides them wild. Ground troops will lose their way, maps and compasses seem not to work here, even those of infernal design or the magically powered. Time itself flows differently, and a soldier may step into the valley in the prime of his youth, only to find his strength sapped and his bones creak with old age. Long before even approaching the fortress's outer walls, the bodies of the withered husks of heretics carpet the lands around Alamut, and even the fortress itself is almost impossible to see. The very stonework itself seems to shift and blend into the surrounding sky. Stones vanish before a heretic's eyes and confound their minds. Any who retreat from the fortress speak of a powerful aura of foreboding, a presence so strong that it weakens the resolve of even the most hardened heretical general sworn to the serpent head of wrath. All think twice about challenging the assassins, all fear their blades, their mystic arts, and the way the valley may rob you of your youth and turn even time against you. All of this means that Alamut stands still, defiant, unconquered and unbowed. And so ends our introduction to the Onyx Fortress of Alamut. Will you be taking the Fidei of Alamut's warbands in your tabletop games of Trench Crusade? Let me know in the comments below, and also drop below your theories for what you think the divine protection around Alamut may be. Please like, subscribe, share a favourite video with a friend, or become a channel member. For discounts on your hobby supplies, check my affiliate links below. And if you'd like to continue discovering more about the world of Trench Crusade, click the video link to your left to discover the lore of the Paladins. Alternatively, click the video link to your right to discover the lore of the praetors of the Court of the Seven-Headed Serpent. And with that, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all soon.